महाकुंभ में महाकुंभ
The shine. The atmosphere is charged.
At least 30 people have been killed and 60 injured in a crush at the Kumbh Mela festival in northern India.
Order.
Imagine an event so grand that it gathers 450 million people from across the globe and where faith, culture and commerce collide. Every 12 years, the Mahakumbh becomes the world's largest gathering where at least over 150 million people from across the globe come together for a dip of faith in the holy water. But here's the surprising part. Would you guys believe that if I told you that this isn't just a spiritual phenomenon? It's more than something that all of you guys are thinking right now. It is also a multi-billion-dollar economic phenomenon. Yes, you heard it right. It's a multi-billion-dollar economic opportunity for brands as well as small businesses. And the reason why I'm saying is that 2025 Mahakumbh is expected to generate a staggering 2 lakh crore rupees, transforming the economic state of entire Uttar Pradesh state. And this number is so big that it is more than GDP of many small countries like Afghanistan and Bhutan. And while millions of people are preparing for their spiritual journey, brands are gearing up for their biggest marketing campaign yet. So on one side, there is a 75-year-old Ram Singh traveling barefoot for days to take a holy dip at the Mahakumbh. Meanwhile, companies like Reliance, Blinkit and Coca-Cola are setting up shop and launching campaigns to connect with millions like him. And it is very disheartening to see that a lot of Indian media houses are focusing on divisive issues like highlighting the personal life of IIT Baba, and instead of providing valuable information to the audience, they often get caught up in propagandas that don't contribute to our understanding of what truly matters. So as usual, as a business nerd, I got deep into researching that how does this spiritual gathering transform into a marketing goldmine for brands like Amazon, Tata, Reliance, Dettol and Blinkit. And I'm damn sure that all of you must be curious to know about it. So in this episode of today, you are going to get a sneak peek of what Mahakumbh really is and its importance, how much revenue government is about to generate and the infrastructure that has been built by the government for pilgrims, how Mahakumbh will affect economic status of the state and the country's small and big businesses, how brands are marketing by adopting corporate social responsibility including Amazon, Tata, Reliance, Dettol and Coca-Cola, and lastly, as a student of business, what are the lessons that we can learn from this event? So let's get started. People, after every 12 years, the world witnesses one of the largest human gatherings on the entire planet Earth, Kumbh Mela. And beyond its spiritual significance, it is also a cultural and economic powerhouse. So firstly, let's try to understand what Mahakumbh really is and why it holds such a great importance. People, Mahakumbh is a Hindu religious festival that takes place once after every 12 years at Triveni Sangam in Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. It is the world's largest public gathering at a time for millions of pilgrims to bath in the holy water of the Ganga and Yamuna rivers. And to understand why Mahakumbh is celebrated after every 12 years, we must first explore its rich history. So according to Hindu mythology, the origin of Mahakumbh traces back to the story of Samudra Manthan or churning of the ocean of milk. This mythological tale describes how gods and demons churn the ocean to obtain Amrit or nectar of immortality. And as the churning process concluded, a pot filled with nectar of immortality emerged. In a battle to seize the pot, a few drops of the nectar fell on earth at 4 locations, and these are Prayagraj, Haridwar, Ujjain and Nasik. These locations have been considered sacred, and it is believed that bathing in the rivers at these places can wash away one's sin and grant spiritual purification. And let me tell you one thing, that Kumbh Mela is not any ordinary festival, it is the one of the largest human gathering on entire planet Earth. And when we talk about world's biggest gathering, events like Rio Carnival with 70 lakh people, Hajj with 25 lakh pilgrims, or even oktoberfest with 72 lakh attendees come to mind. But what if I told you that Mahakumbh 2025 is set to host a staggering 45 crore people? Yes, you heard it right, While interacting with foreign media, Uttar Pradesh officials highlighted that Mahakumbh will surpass every other global event in sheer circle. This isn't just a religious festival, it's a phenomenon that brings together faith, culture and economic all at one place. Now let's talk about money. People, the budget for organizing this grand event is 7,500 crore. And the real impact? Rupees 2 lakh crore to 2.5 lakh crore in economic activity, equivalent to 0.8% of India's GDP. Now all of you must be thinking that how is that even possible? See, it is expected that every visitor will spend at least 5,000 rupees during their trip. That means massive earning for local vendors, hotels and transport facilities. And talking about hospitality industry alone, guest houses, restaurants and hotels, this could lead to generation of 40,000 crore rupees. Even helicopter rides are turning into big businesses. With 7,000 pilgrims flying daily at 5,000 rupees per ride, this service alone is expected to generate rupees 157.5 crore over 45 days. And now let's talk about hygiene and safety. Imagine how difficult it would be to handle 45 crore people at one place. And all of us know that it isn't easy. So that is why security and sanitation have been given top priority. Over 45,000 police personnel will be deployed with 55 police stations set up across the Mela area. Advanced surveillance, more than 3,000 AI-powered cameras will keep an eye on crowd, ensuring maximum safety. Cleanliness is another major focus area. With over 1.5 lakh toilets will be set up compared to 1.14 lakh in 2019, and 10,200 sanitation workers will be working around the clock to keep the Mela clean. And people who couldn't afford these hotels, which cost around 1 lakh rupees per night, government has set up 1,60,000 tents for visitors. And it's not just that, there are floating bridges to help people move around. There are signages in multiple languages that guide pilgrims, and even AI-driven crowd management system to keep everybody safe over there. The infrastructure is absolutely mind-blowing. See, Mahakumbh is not just any other religious festival, it is the one of the biggest human gathering on entire planet Earth. With an estimated 45 crore devotees expected over 45 days, this event is set to break all global records. But the question that comes here is that, how does Uttar Pradesh government is gearing up for such an enormous event? The answer lies in massive infrastructure, meticulous planning and an economic impact like never before. And the numbers absolutely mind-blowing. On the peak days like Mauni Amavasya, we could see between 8 to 10 crore visitors in a single day. To manage this, the entire Mela area has expanded over 25%, covering 4,000 hectares, divided into 25 sectors for better crowd control. Also, Prayagraj has gone under a massive transformation, and I am talking about 14 new flyovers, 9 permanent ghats, 7 new bus stations and 12 km of temporary ghats built for this event. From new flyovers to expanded ghats and better transportation, the government has left no stone unturned for the smooth functioning of this event. But as the Mahakumbh of 2025 unfolds, we are seeing a mix of extraordinary devotion and unfortunate incidents.
At least 30 people have been killed and 60 injured in a crush at the Kumbh festival in northern India.
Authorities have ramped up security after a fatal stampede at a religious festival in northern India.
Well, I'm talking about the reports of stampede that have made headlines, and overwhelming demand for transport facilities is becoming clear. While some travelers are struggling to find seats, many of them are traveling without reservation at all. On top of that, littering has become a serious concern, and these issues are quickly spreading across social media. So the big question is, who is responsible? Is it the government for not planning better, or is it the people who are disregarding the rules and creating chaos? And do you know what, guys? What is more disheartening to see that how media is covering the Mahakumbh. Instead of focusing on the event's cultural, economic and spiritual significance, many outlets are more interested in sensationalizing stories like the arrival of IIT Baba in Prayagraj. Rather than educating public about the true meaning of Mahakumbh, we are bombarded with clickbait headlines and attention-grabbing thumbnails that completely miss the point. Mahakumbh is all about faith, unity and spiritual renewal. But with so many distractions, we are losing sight of its true meaning. Instead of focusing on the noise, we should be talking about devotion, culture and the deep spiritual connection that brings millions of people together. That is what truly matters. Now, if this is very clear to you, let's dive deeply into the economic impact of this mega event. Now people, many of you must be looking at this event from the perspective of spiritual, faith and culture lens. But beyond faith, it is also a gold mine for businesses, from street vendors to big corporations, from local hotels to airlines. So the question that comes here is that, how exactly is Mahakumbh fueling the Indian economy? Well, to answer this question, I have classified this economic impact into 4 parts. Firstly, we have tourism. Secondly, we have small businesses and local market who are the unsung heroes of India. Third, we have employment generation where lakhs of jobs are created. And lastly, we have infrastructure development. Now let's understand each one by one. Firstly, we have tourism sector. Well, now people, imagine 45 crore people are visiting Prayagraj in just 45 days. Well, this isn't just a religious event, it's a tourism explosion. Hotels, guest houses and even homestays are booked months in advance. The hospitality sector alone is expected to generate 40,000 crore rupees. Travel services are also cashing in. For example, airline, buses, trains are seeing record bookings, contributing over 2,800 crore rupees. From 5-star hotels to roadside dhabas, every corner of the tourism industry is witnessing a historic boom. Secondly, we have small businesses and local markets. People, Mahakumbh isn't just benefiting big businesses, it is a lifeline for small vendors, street hawkers and shopkeepers. Also, daily essential items like food, clothes and utilities are expected to see transaction worth rupees 17,310 crore. Talking about religious materials like malas, idols and prayer books are generating rupees 2,000 crore, and you will be shocked to know that flower market alone will contribute rupees 800 crore. Even the demand for bamboo, wood, cloth for makeshift tent has skyrocketed, which is providing jobs to lack of laborers. Third, we have enormous employment generation. People, behind the ground spectacle of Mahakumbh, lakhs of people are working tirelessly. And did you know that more than 10 lakh jobs, direct and indirect, have been created, from construction workers to food stall owners. And lastly, we have the infrastructure development. And so if you want to know about the infrastructure that have been built by the government, you can skip to this timeline. And mind you, these infrastructure development projects aren't just for the event, they will benefit the city for years. So this is how, ladies and gentlemen, Mahakumbh is a perfect example of how faith and economy go hand in hand. Now, if this is very clear to you, let's try to understand how this event is going to be a goldmine for brands and entrepreneurs. How are companies tapping into this once in a 12-year opportunity to connect with millions of people? Think about it, where else can you find 45 crore people gathering at one place? Well, this isn't just a religious event, it is bigger than FIFA, Olympics, World Cup and Hajj combined. From rural farmers to urban professionals, from daily wage workers to wealthy businessmen, every economic class is here. And for brands, this means only one thing, that is massive exposure. And here's the biggest reason why Mahakumbh is a marketeer's dream. Well, firstly, it happens after every 12 years. So unlike regular ad campaigns, brands that make their good impact will stay in consumer mind for years. This isn't about sales, it's about creating a deep emotional connection with the consumer. So now, let's look at exactly how some of the brands are leveraging this Mahakumbh opportunity for their advantage. So firstly, we have Blinkit, which is dominating the 10-minute India's grocery delivery space. And what they have done is absolutely mind-blowing. They have set up a temporary Blinkit store right inside the Mahakumbh Mela in Prayagraj, making sure that pilgrims and tourists can get essential items from puja essentials to daily necessities like milk, curd, fruits and even bed sheets. Now this is not just smart marketing, it's about understanding the needs of the audience and making their experience smoother. And in my opinion, Blinkit has found a perfect balance between business and service, and it is propagating the idea that in a religious gathering, convenience matters. Next up, Coca-Cola. Now here is something that you don't see every day. Coca-Cola is taking its plastic and turning it into something meaningful. Under their Maidan Saaf campaign, they have made 10,000 jackets for sanitation workers, 10,000 life jackets for boatmen, 1,500 jackets for waste management volunteers, and 1,000 women changing room using recycled plastic along the 12-kilometer river ghats. Now think about this, would you rather pay your attention to the brand that put up flashy billboards or actually do something impactful like this? Next up, we have Amazon. Okay, tell me if you ever thought about this. What if Amazon packaging boxes could help people? Sound crazy, right? Well, this is exactly what they have done. Amazon India is converting its packaging into portable beds. These beds are placed at lost and found centers, Kumbh police stations, and hospitals. So whether it's a pilgrim who needs a break or a police officer on duty, Amazon making sure everyone gets a place to rest. Another big brand that is on a mission is Dettol, because cleanliness is next to godliness. And if you've ever been to a festival this big, you know that hygiene can be a very huge challenge. Since 2016, their Banega Swasth India campaign has been providing millions of soap in food serving areas, providing 15,000 sanitation workers, and partnering with akhadas to spread hygiene awareness. So, the next time you wash your hands at Kumbh, there is a good chance that Dettol has something to do with it. This isn't just a marketing move, it's an understanding of what the people need. Instead of pushing ads, they are providing relief to those on this spiritual journey. And that is how you build a consumer-centric brand, that is by solving real problems. These brands aren't just here to sell, they are here to solve real problems because they know that real impact is equals to real brand loyalty. But here is my question to you. Do you think these brands are doing this purely for marketing or is it a genuine social responsibility? Drop your thoughts in the comment. And now let's move to the last part of this episode, and that is the lessons that you can draw from this episode. Number 1. Marketing is more than just selling, it's about adding value. These brands didn't just put up billboards, they become part of the experience. Lesson: if you want people to remember your brand, then solve real problem. Number 2, social impact is equals to stronger brand loyalty. Coca-Cola, Dettol and Amazon earned trust by giving back, whether through jackets, beds or hygiene. Lesson: people connect more with brands that stand for something bigger than just profit. With 45 crore visitors, MAHAKUMBH isn't just a religious event, it's an economic powerhouse. Lesson: if you are an entrepreneur, look at cultural event as platform to build your brand in the society. At last, I would like to finish this episode by saying that marketing today isn't about who has the loudest ad, it's about who makes the biggest impact. So if you are a business owner, entrepreneur or creator, ask yourself, how can my brand stand out from the crowd and what they can do more than just sell? Because the brand that gives back are the one that truly stands out. Also, I have attached the study materials in the description, and if you want to know more about what Kumbh Mela really is and its spiritual significance, you can check out the description. And if you find this episode insightful, do let me know in the comments, and please share this video with as many people as possible in order to educate the citizens of our country. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like it. तब तक के लिए जय हिंद.